The story of modern finance is not one of dry ledgers and sober policy, but a tale of human ambition, dazzling risk, and spectacular collapse, born in the feverish mind of a Scottish gambler. At the dawn of the 18th century, John Law, a charismatic exile wanted for murder in London, saw a future that others could not. He envisioned a world where wealth was not shackled to the scarce gold and silver in a king's vault but could be conjured from confidence itself, circulating as paper notes to fuel commerce and empire. His laboratory would be in nearly bankrupt France, burdened by crippling debt following the extravagant wars of Louis XIV. To its desperate regent, Law offered a seductive miracle, a way to spend without limits. Law's genius lay in understanding the psychology of money. He established a private bank whose notes, backed by the promise of gold, were reliable and convenient. This trust was his foundation. But Law was not content with a stable currency, he dreamed of an economic engine of unprecedented power. He merged his bank with the state, creating the Banque Royale, and then turned his sights to the vast, mythical territory of French Louisiana. Through his Mississippi Company, he monopolized France's overseas trade, selling visions of boundless American riches, mountains of gold, fertile plains, limitless opportunity. The public, from aristocrats to servants, was swept up in a frenzy of speculation. Shares in the company skyrocketed. Paper money flowed from the royal presses to buy these ever-climbing shares, creating a self-perpetuating cycle of apparent wealth. Paris transformed almost overnight, poverty seemed to vanish, luxury goods flooded the city, and Law, the former fugitive, became the most powerful man in France, controlling its currency, its debt, and its colonial ambitions. For a brief, glittering moment, the system worked exactly as Law had theorized. The national debt was absorbed, commerce buzzed, and France appeared to have unlocked the secret to perpetual prosperity. It was the original economic miracle, a testament to the power of belief over bullion. But the architecture of this miracle was fragile, built on a fundamental contradiction, the endless printing of paper notes to sustain the share price. The bubble required constant, blind faith. When savvy investors began to suspect the actual wealth from Louisiana was a trickle, not a flood, they sought to convert their paper profits into tangible land or gold. The rush for real assets exposed the terrifying truth: there was not enough gold in France to redeem even a fraction of the paper in circulation. The collapse was as swift as the ascent. Trust, the very pillar of Law's system, evaporated. The notes of the Banque Royale became worthless scraps. Fortunes evaporated in days. The streets that had celebrated Law now seethed with a mob seeking his head. The government scrambled to repudiate his system, but the damage was catastrophic, ruining generations and embedding a deep suspicion of paper money and banks in the French psyche for a century. Law, stripped of all power and wealth, died in impoverished exile in Venice. His grand experiment proved that while credit could build empires faster than gold, it could also destroy them with greater finality. He demonstrated, for the first time on a national scale, the intoxicating and destructive potential of speculative finance, a lesson about the delicate balance between confidence and reality that echoes through every economic boom and bust to this day.